I've been editing all morning trying to bring you guys different content because I know my last 4 or 10 or 20 uploads have had Kenya Moore naming them, so I tried to mix it up. I have other celebrities that have absolutely nothing to do with the Real Housewives of Atlanta coming up. And then, as I'm doing that in the midst of editing, I see this story about Kenya Moore breaks her silence about her marriage to Marc Daly. I'm like, you know what? Because it's been a while since, so I'm going to talk about it real quick. Give you guys something for my Kenya Moore supporters, okay, to look at. And then tonight I will drop those other videos that I'm working on that have absolutely nothing to do with the Real Housewives of Atlanta. So let's get into it. What's up, my Fina loves? It's Miss Fina D coming to you all from Vina Entertainment News. Why do you take your food and throw it on the floor? Why? No, you gotta tell mommy. Why do you take your food and throw it all over the floor? Why? It goes in your mouth. It goes in your mouth, baby. Yes, it goes in your mouth. Don't tell me no. Yes, it goes in your mouth. That should make you happy. You should put the food in your mouth. This is your mouth. Okay? Deal? I had to give you a dose of Brooklyn, right? I had to do it. She's over there throwing her food on the floor, was about to roll her eyes in the end. She is just adorable, cute, and sweet, and she is just being a child. You can tell from around her mouth, she had some of her food. And then at the end, when she was full, she was just like, okay, I don't want any more. What else can I do with it? And like a typical baby, she was playing with her food and threw it everywhere. But Kenya, once again, thank you for sharing that beautiful moment with us. Now that we got our little fix of Brooklyn, not too much, but just a little. All right. Well, her mother, Kenya Moore, is basically promoting season 12 of the Real Housewives of Atlanta. You guys know she's back on the show. And so one of the places that, where she stopped by to talk about the new season was People magazine. And of course, you already know the top question they were going to ask her is her relationship status. Is she still married? Did they file for divorce? Is the divorce process going through? What's going on? And Kenya did not shy away at all. This is what she told People magazine. People magazine, of course, and the title is Real Housewives of Atlanta, Kenya Moore breaks silence on split from husband. Says there's no proof of infidelity. Of course, Marc said that he was going to take legal actions, against people spreading these, false narratives. Okay, so let's go ahead and read what they wrote. Kenya Moore is setting the record straight about her surprising split from husband Marc Daly, the Real Housewives of Atlanta star. I also included the link to this article in the description below, so if you don't want to hear me read it, you can just put me on pause, go and read it for yourself, and then come back and finish the video. But anyways, the Real Housewives of Atlanta star, who shares 1-year-old daughter Brooklyn Doris with Daly, opens up for the first time about the breakup exclusively in this week's issue of People, saying that the two haven't filed, like I said. Didn't I keep saying that? Until I see the paperwork of them actually filing for divorce. There's always hope, because all we have right now are statements, okay? The two haven't filed for divorce yet, and she's hopeful they can find a way back together, but only if she and her estranged spouse can work through their issues. I didn't get married to quit, Moore says. I love my husband. I don't doubt that he loves me. Let me be clear. I took my vows seriously. I believe in for better and for worse. And I believe in trying it all before you walk away, especially when we do have a child and we are a family. Unfortunately, she doesn't get the sense that Daly feels the same way. I'm hopeful and have always wanted to work on our relationship, but I just don't know if that's even a possibility at this point. Honestly, okay, Moore admits, Marc doesn't seem to be there. I feel more comfortable calling it quits if I knew I tried everything and it still didn't work. And we definitely didn't do everything we could have done to save our relationship. Okay. So talking about how it was shocking for them to be on the Tamara Hall show on one day, and then the next day they're releasing statements about divorce. Okay. So Kenya said that I think a lot of people were rooting for me, rooting for us, and rooting for our beautiful family, she says. So for something to come out of the blue, I know it really hurt and confused a lot of people who were on our side. But with that confusion came a sea of rumors about the breakup, with gossip blogs reporting about blowout fights and accusation that Daly was unfaithful and living with a secret family. None of that is true, Moore says. I can tell you, I've heard a lot of rumors about secret families. I can tell you that's completely made up. There's zero truth to that, she says. In terms of infidelity, I have had no proof of that. That's not our issue. Well, there you have it, right out of Kenya's mouth. So what is their issue? Well, some of it stems from the fact that Moore and Daly were living and communicating between two households. Her home is in Atlanta and his is in New York, where he owns several restaurants. I said it. The distance had really been taking a toll on us, says Moore. Initially, when we had baby, it was great. He was there for every single doctor's appointment, every ultrasound, every scare. We were 90% together. He was a very supportive husband during that time. After Brooklyn's birth, though, that became harder. Marc opened up 2 new businesses and is opening up another, Moore explains. It was frustrating for me that he kept opening businesses in New York, but listen, I want him to be successful, and that's how he feeds his family. So I couldn't be selfish, but if you are living in 2 different places, you have to be together during the times you are in the same place. Either you're both in New York and you are both in Atlanta. And when we be in the same place, we weren't always in the same place. So with the businesses, the distance, and the baby, it just became hard for us to figure it all out. Asked why they didn't just move, Moore says, they each like where we lived and wanted to split our time. A lot of couples do, and they do it successfully. I said it as well. All right. New York and Atlanta, it gave us a full life. There's no other city like New York in the world, and I love our life there. And Marc, he loves Atlanta. He has his own friends here. It's a family environment where there's a home and a yard, exactly, for kids to play without the daily anxiety of living in a big city. It was the best of both worlds. Exactly. Still, the real problem between Moore and Daly, she says, was the basic communication issues that the two were having and never seemed to surpass. Communication is key. We communicate in very different ways, Moore reveals. I'm seen as tough on the show because I take up for myself, but in my relationship at home, I am the opposite. I'm not a fighter. I don't want to fight at home. I want to be able to talk. I want to be able to rationally discuss things, and I get to the point where I'll withdraw if it seems too combative or not healthy. Exactly what I said in a few videos that I've done. I said Kenya is going back and forth with almost everybody on the cast, excluding her friends, Cynthia, Billy, and Candy. Well, she's cool again with Eva, but my point is, who wants to fight verbally, and just go through the emotional roller coaster with their co-workers, and then just to come home and go through the same thing with their spouse? Your home is your safe haven, like your peace, all of those things. Okay, I went to work, I did my job well. Now I'm home. Hey everybody, happiness, peace. Yes, it's not always going to be peaches and creams, but I'm just saying, who wants to go through all of that? I completely believe what she just said about not wanting to fight at home. I mean, come on, who wants to go all day bickering with chicks and then come home and then go back and forth with their husband too? Not I. So I completely believe that. If the communication were better and more open and honest, I think we could solve our problems. Moore continued. She went on to tell people that she pushed Daly to go to counseling, but that he hasn't agreed. Oh, wow. That's something that still leaves Moore frustrated. Marc Daly is fully aware that going to counseling, a counselor could lose their license, explaining to other people their clients' information, okay? But he's probably so in his head and so paranoid about this whole reality TV thing that he feels like, I'm not even going to trust a counselor. I'm not going to sit on anyone's couch and tell them our deep issues, and that person can go and pillow talk to somebody else, and now our business is out there. He's probably not even looking at it from the standpoint of, I want to save my marriage. Let's work on it. He's looking at it as that right there. Or just the typical prideful man that I'm not about to sit on anybody's couch and give them money to resolve issues in my marriage that I could possibly fix myself. Or maybe he just feel like he didn't do anything wrong, or they don't have any issues, and whatever that's going on right now is exactly what should be going on, and that's how things should be. Hey, you never know. But at least she tried, and she's trying. And at the end of the day, like she said, if I know that I did my best and we still didn't work out, then I can walk away knowing that I tried and I did my best. And that's all you can do, Kenya. He's so private that he's just thinking that their business is going to be out there. Well, Mark, your business is already out there. People are already making up, their own stories about your situation. And if you enter the marriage for the right reasons, which I do believe he did, then you won't walk out of it so easily, and you will work on it, because from what it looks like, Kenya Moore is open to working on her marriage. She doesn't sound like a woman who wants to walk away. He doesn't either, because she said divorce, he said separated, and trust me, when two people are done and want things to be over, somebody will have been in court filing actual paperwork the next day. Okay? I'm not saying a divorce is going to be finalized the next day. I'm saying filing paperwork, not just releasing a statement. They released a statement, a little bit ago, and still no one had filed anything. So there's still hope for them. She said that basically counseling, will flush out their issues as a couple. Then after a considerable amount of time and effort, you can make a decision whether you can come to a common ground and you can still work on a relationship or not. And I never got that opportunity, Moore says. I'm not saying that opportunity may not exist in the future, but I just don't have a complete sense of if that's something that he's still willing to do. It sounds like, I have a lot to say, but let me keep reading. Daly, through his rep, had no comment about Moore's claim. Though he and Moore haven't seen one another since the day before they released their statement, she says things between them have been pretty civil during the time they've been apart, and that he has even seen Brooklyn following the split. He had a great time with her, Moore says, and he FaceTimes her every day. He's a great dad, and that's the most important thing to Moore. I'll always want Mark to be in Brooklyn's life, she says. Brooklyn is a special girl. She's vibrant and just makes people happy. Having her is a blessing. Look, it's definitely tough, because when I'm with her, I think about what I thought was my fairy tale happy ending. Moore reflects, I thought Mark was my forever love, that I had met this handsome, smart, funny, successful man who was single and who fell for me as fast as I fell for him, and will be there by my side forever. I thought this was the one, and that with Brooklyn, I finally got the family that I wanted. I just don't know what to say about all that now. But in any relationship, for any relationship to work, friendship, romantically, family, whatever the case might be, communication is key. This is the vibe I get from Mark, okay? He worked all day, Kenya worked all day, they're both home. He's laying there, he's enjoying his peace, he's comfortable. And Kenya then, for example, feels like, okay, this is the perfect time for us to talk about issues in our marriage, okay? We both have time. We're both not running around. We're both here. Let's talk about it. So then she brings it up. And to me, instead of Marc listening and talking, the vibe that I get is, hey, can we just have a moment of peace? This is my first day off. This is the first time we get to be together and be happy. And this is the first time we get to be together and just enjoy each other in a while. Why can't we just do that? Why do we have to talk about this stuff? You know what? I'm done. Walk out of the room, slam the door. She starts talking. They start going back and forth with each other. Somebody gets mad, get on the plane and leave, or go and sleep in a separate room. I'm just saying, that's what I pictured. But Marc and Kenya, I don't care if you have peaceful and downtime, right? But if you have deep-rooted issues that you're sweeping under the rug, then it will never go away. So in those quiet and peaceful moments where you just want to have your peace, enjoy your family, if that's the only time the two of you have to then discuss the deep-rooted issues, then you have to do it in order for you guys to move on. Because if a home does not have a solid foundation, we already know what's going to happen, okay? So the two of you have to build that solid foundation in communication. And yes, it is going to be uncomfortable, difficult, and all of that. But you have to get to the root and solve that in order for your marriage to flourish. Same thing, in order for the tree to grow, whatever to grow, you have to do that. So I'm not saying that this happened all the time, but I get it. Both of you have demanding careers. You're running around. So when you have that alone time, you just want to enjoy each other and sweep things under the rug. But how long are you going to sweep it under the rug before your marriage crumbles? And this is what happened right here. The lack of communication and one person walking out, slamming the door. I don't want to hear in the arguments. It eventually, look at what happened. Because you didn't fix those cracks in the foundation, your home crumbled. Okay? So hopefully, like I said, he entered this marriage for the right reasons, and his family is important to him, because from everything that Kenya just said, she is open and willing to work on their marriage, and it looks like the ball is in Marc Daly's court. Okay? So there's hope, and we shall see. So these are the sacrifices you make when you fall in love with someone who's on reality TV, and you have to learn to just ignore certain things and just understand that if you really truly love that person is here forever, then everything else would just be outside noise. But I completely understand. Sometimes imagine coming to your Instagram business page. You don't have a personal Instagram. You announce your new business, okay, and go ahead and read a caption and all of that, and then you read comments like this: if you use her, no good will come to you. She is a fun, quirky, super intelligent, and curious woman. She deserves a man that is not afraid to have her back and lift her up and support her so she can make those coins. You seem so uptight, and if you are discussing her business with people don't care about her, you are a snake. And Brooklyn may look like you, but her smile and fun spirit is all Kenya. Marc, I honestly hope these rumors about you turning on Kenya on camera is not true. I really don't care what was going on behind closed doors between y'all, because there is absolutely nothing that would give you a pass to turn on your wife. And if you aren't really married, there's no excuse for you to turn on her for these fake cast members on Real Housewives of Atlanta. They not your friends either. They only got close to you to hurt Kenya. Don't be fooled, okay? And then you have
might as well turn your comments off like and Kenya did before these fans make your business look bad. So, Team Twirl, don't play when it comes to Kenya. And so, there are more comments on his other posts about food. And this is his business page. So he's probably in a headspace of, what? I want my peace back. But I really think that Marc is just overthinking, overanalyzing. The moment he can separate that this is business, this is her job, what we got going on in our household and everything else, we good, they'll be able to work it out.
Like I said in previous videos, Kenya is not running around here telling this man to quit opening restaurants, 3 businesses back to back are too much, don't do what you gotta do. She's not doing that. It's uncomfortable, it's tough. She goes to New York sometimes and can't even see her husband because he's so busy with all of these businesses. And guess what she's doing? She is still supporting him. She's not discouraging him from continuing to realize his dreams, and to make them reality. She's there. Yay, go Marc. So why is it that she's supporting him through everything, as uncomfortable as it is, and he's getting to continue to make his dreams reality, with this passion that he has? So why can't it just be, you know what? I support you. The Real Housewives of Atlanta is another form of income, and I'll be there to film. Bravo is not asking this man to do any of that. The husbands don't have to come in with drama. Of course, you bring in drama, they will like that. But if your wife is already going back and forth with almost half of the cast, she already did her job. She already earned her check. So she doesn't need you to then come and join the ladies' stew, in the argument department. She just need you to be there. Hey, babe, we are filming tonight over here and the husbands need to be there. You just show up. That's it. You show up, and you be the man you claim that you are, because you claim that TV makes, the black woman and the black man and black people, period, looks, terrible. And so as long as you're not doing anything, then they don't have nothing to put on TV. You show up as a supportive husband, and then you peacefully leave when you are no longer needed. I just think he's over analyzing this show too much. And like I said, he knew that the woman that he got with is not a housewife. It's not, I'm going to sit in the house and watch you open all of these businesses and pay all of the bills. There's nothing wrong with you wanting to be a housewife. Do your thing. No judgment here. I'm just saying that he's aware of the type of woman that he was marrying. And so I don't know why now he wants her to just pack up, move to New York, and sit in the corner somewhere and be a housewife when that's not the woman he married. But overall, I'm sure Kenya and Marc knows exactly what's going on in their household, and they will figure it out. And whether they end up together or not, like I said, I'm wishing them the best.
I'm going to go ahead and end it here, my final loves. Thank you all for your love and support. If you're not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Go ahead and leave this video a thumbs up. Also, turn on notifications so when I do post, you're aware that I posted. And I will see you all in the comment section. Remember to always have the God bless attitude, which is being positive at all times and seeing the good in every situation. Have a great day, guys. God bless.